Hey everybody, welcome back to our COVID Connect series on Ignatian Discernment, or St. Ignatius of Loyola's strategies for making decisions. Yesterday we explained the concepts of consolation, which is when we feel peace and confidence in our spiritual lives, and desolation, when we feel anxiety or despair. Today, we're going to talk about how we can use these concepts to help us make decisions. These guidelines are especially helpful when it comes to tricky decisions. We've all been in places, we've all had to make choices where one option was clearly better, or where one choice was clearly the wrong choice, even if we didn't want to admit it to ourselves. But we all know that there are also going to be cases when the choice isn't clear, or where both of the options are in and of themselves good. For example, you might be choosing between two colleges that are both good, or two different job offers, or religious life or married life. These are cases where there isn't an obvious, objectively right or wrong answer. So how do we know what God wants us to do? In cases like these, we can still pray, and we should pray for God's help, and St. Ignatius gives us some concrete steps for how we should proceed. First of all, St. Ignatius says that we should make ourselves indifferent, and when he uses that word, he doesn't mean that we shouldn't care. Instead, it means that we go into the decision with an open mind, open to both choices and trying to let go of any preconceived notions or prejudgments or attachments that we might have to one option or the other. After that, we should sincerely pray for God's guidance and then meditate on the options that are available to us. Literally, we should use our imaginations. We should try to picture the different choices in our mind. Like, you might imagine what it would be like to be on the campus of this college, or to be stepping into that workplace. And as you go through these choices in your imagination, pay attention to what goes on in your heart. Remember, we're looking here for a sense of God's consolation, a feeling of peace, a feeling of hope, a feeling of optimism and confidence in your spiritual life and your relationship to God. Look for which option makes you feel like you're in harmony with God, and which option makes you feel anxious or isolated. And it's okay to give this process time. At first, both options might seem attractive, and you might find that over the course of a week, you kind of go back and forth. Sometimes one feels attractive, sometimes it doesn't. But over time, a pattern will often emerge, and you'll notice that, on average, you seem to be associating one option with peace more than the other one. And once you find this, then it probably is a sign that this is the option God is consoling you and encouraging you to take. And again, this process might require some patience. You might experience confusion, you might get bored or impatient, and that's okay. Just trust in God that He has a path in mind for you, and He isn't going to keep you in the dark. He isn't going to abandon you. If you sincerely seek His will, He will guide you in the right path.